right now, I am happy for UNC football. Football at 4, by the way. We're jumping into it. So today was signing day. The second signing day. Signing days become so convoluted in college football. There used to be one day everybody got together. Players would all play that hat game, right? I'm picking this one, no this one, no this one. I'm going here. Now there's early signing day. There's this signing day, and then everybody switches after your first year when you hit the portal anyway. But it's after the second signing day, after today. The rankings are kind of solidified, right? These are the recruiting rankings you're going to be judged on. All right, you brought in the 7th best recruiting class in the country. Can you turn that into on-field results? That kind of thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm slightly underwhelmed by the first recruiting class of UNC under Bill Belichick. Granted, didn't have a lot of time. That's a reason, not an excuse. Had to kind of learn how to do it on the fly. Made his way around. Had to re-recruit players from his own team out of the transfer portal. That when the coaching change was happening with Mac Brown, put their name into the portal. Had to go re-recruit commits that had committed to the previous staff. So it wasn't easy. But if you look at ESPN's recruiting rankings as of today, 45th. 45th. But why would I? What you said you were happy for UNC. Now you're saying you're underwhelmed by the recruiting class. Yeah, I am. I'm happy for UNC because it has to be, and I'm going to speak full coach speak here, but there's a reason why cliches are cliches. You have to be process over results. You have to be, did we do things the right way regardless of the results? Right? It's Did you make the right read? Did you throw it to the open receiver? Did you throw an accurate ball? If they don't catch it, you don't turn around and go, okay, next time I'm not going to throw it to the open receiver and I'm going to throw a bad ball because it didn't work last time. You go, no, my process was good. I'll do it again next time. I like the process of UNC. I like the message. Bill Belichick hit the road. Bill Belichick was in high schools up and down the East Coast. He was in his Sunday finest, right? His Carolina blue shirt and tie and jacket, and he was going into high schools and he was recruiting, and I like the message as well. Okay? North Carolina, and also there's a great ESPN article out right now, .com. It's from a couple days ago, but it talks to the recruits. It talks to the commits. It talks to recruits in next year's class that are being recruited by UNC to kind of get a vibe for what kind of recruiter Belichick is and what kind of a recruiting program UNC is. North Carolina quarterback commit Autori Newkirk had this quote in the article. Everything is being run like it's the next level. The motto is that we're going to be the 33rd team in the NFL. That's a great message. If you have Bill Belichick and his staff of, quite frankly, a few former NFL coaches, the Freddie Kitchens, the Steve Belichicks, those guys, going into high schools up and down the East Coast and saying, we plan to run this thing like the 33rd NFL team. I don't care that you are the 45th recruiting class this year. I do not expect that next year. I don't care that you're behind NC State and Duke and Pitt and Stanford and all these other ACC schools this year. If you keep that process, I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. Belichick, I'll use, there was an anecdote in the article from right here around us, right? Belichick went to Rollsville High School, home to four-star junior defensive end and Tar Heels pledge, Xavion Griffin Haynes, one of his first stops after taking the job.
That's where Noah Rogers went, by the way.
I mean, there's a whole host of college at Rollsville, legit.
Mm-hmm.
Rollsville the head coach there, Rackley is his last name, Coach Rackley, told this to ESPN. He told Xavion straight up, you're going to college, but you're an NFL player. I see you as a first-rounder already based on who you are and what you bring to the table. That's good process.
Yeah.
If If you find the guys who you can say that to honestly, right? Don't go blowing smoke. If you find the guys that you can say that to honestly, and you deliver that message with a 6-time Super Bowl winning head coach in his Carolina blue tie, and you do that over and over and over again, the quality and talent in your program will rise. That is what I'm talking about when I say I am happy for UNC, even if the results lag a little bit. Jared Curtis, who is a 5-star in the 2026 class, a quarterback, the number 4 overall prospect, quoted in ESPN saying, they're bringing their NFL playbook to North Carolina. It's going to be the exact same as the NFL, and it's the place you're going to go to get prepared for the league. I played quarterback. I was not heavily recruited. Some would say I was not recruited. I ended up as a walk-on. But I can tell you this. In my dreams as a high school player, that is the pitch I would be given. We're bringing an NFL playbook, not an NFL-style playbook. We're not running a prototypical NFL offense. We are bringing a carbon copy of the NFL offense that helped me win Super Bowls. How can you get more prepared for the next level than that? And starting it up, right? It's like pushing a boulder. Okay? Starting up programs recruiting, it's like pushing a boulder. Really slow at first. And you got to work hard. But if you're doing it right, and if you're lifting with your legs and you're pushing, you got some power, it'll tilt, then it'll roll. And if you can keep the momentum going, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. We've seen it time and time and time again. All you do is get more and more and more credible. If in this class, the 45th ranked class in the country coming out of second signing day, produces just a couple of guys who build NFL buzz, and some of the transfers, maybe one from Washington, right? They got a couple 4-star transfers. If those guys end up day 1 or day 2 picks, then Belichick's pitch next year is everything you just heard, which I think is really like good copywriting. Whoever your writers are, tip them. Plus, you get to say, we did this with so-and-so. You saw him in the draft this year. It's just going to become easier and easier. So I understand that UNC fans, when the Bill Belichick intro presser, Dennis, you were there, the buzz was high. Everybody was excited. I'm sure you thought like, ooh, we're going to have a top 5 recruiting class in the country, and no one's going to say no to Bill Belichick. You might, just not yet. I think the mechanism is in place for those types of things in the future, but it's right now it's about setting everything up.
Yeah, when he got introduced, I think everyone kind of had already set their mind on where they were going. Mm-hmm. It was going to be hard to flip some people.
And they did a few.
But it's going to be hard to just instantly go to the number 2 recruit in the country. Like, hey, come here. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't know what my NIL deal and all that kind of stuff's going to be. They got to figure that kind of stuff out.
And they now have time for next year. And you get to see the Bill Belichick thing where he takes the guys who maybe aren't as pedigreed and he coaches them up and wins games anyway. If that happens, watch the heck out. How long until that TCU game? Can't get here soon enough. That's their opener, by the way. Monday Night Football,
of course.